Poets and scientists have a lot more in common than you might think. Both need to use their language with great precision to communicate what they need to communicate. The poet Archibald MacLeish used to comment that poets see things that everyone has seen, but show the world how to see it in a new light, whereas scientists see things that no one has seen and make it possible for everyone to see. There is a difference, however. Poets want to communicate emotions and sentiment and feelings, whereas scientists need to communicate exactly what they've seen and make it comprehensible to others. In that sense, a scientist's work is much more like a police report than a poet's. For instance, let's look at the poem by Robert Burns. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. What Burns wants to do is to make readers meld the senses that they had when they first realized how beautiful a flower was, and when they first realized how beautiful their beloved was. And it creates a wonderful emotion, but the importance is that that emotion will be different for everyone who has it, and will be a result of shared experiences, whereas a scientist needs to communicate exactly the same thing from one person to another. And in that sense, the poem doesn't really make sense. I mean, why is a love like a red, red rose? Because she's florid or flushed or feverish? Because she's fairly fat? Her face is fat? Suppose it read, oh, my love is like a big red tomato, or a bright red apple. It doesn't make that much sense. Or let's try Lord Byron's poem from a few years later. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and in her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy days denies. Very beautiful, very evocative. It creates sensations when one closes one's eyes and relives the moment. It's wonderful. But on the other hand, suppose your girlfriend had disappeared, and a policeman asks you for a description. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. The policeman's just going to stare at you. No, what we need to do, what scientists need to do when they see something new, is to describe it so that anybody looking in the same fashion will be able to see that. And that's a very important aspect, and that's why we need to be very precise in scientific language, and sometimes to invent words to communicate what we need to communicate. This and other adventures can be found in The Joy of Science by Richard A. Lockshin, published by Springer.